Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the 15th installment of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Best Decks series. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play a deck based around normal monsters and the Agent of Creation Venus. Just a couple of things before the video starts. First of all, there's going to be nerfs coming to the skills in Duel Links very soon, which will hit this deck pretty hard, so I'll talk about that when I go through the skills, which will be the next slide. And secondly, Wednesday from now on will be my upload day. I'll make and upload my videos on Wednesday, so just in case you were wondering, that's the day I'll be uploading from now on. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the best character for this deck is Bandit Keith with the ability Switcheroo. This ability allows you to return one card in your hand to your deck and draw another. This skill can be used only once per turn and twice per duel. So this skill is used in this deck primarily because this deck runs Mystical Shine Balls. These are the 500 attack, 500 defense fairy monsters, and they work with the Agent of Creation's effect. So I'll talk about this a little bit more in detail when I go through the strategy of the deck, but just to get like a brief idea now as to why you use this skill in particular, is because the Agent of Creation, its ability is to pull these 500 attack, 500 defense Mystical Shine Balls from your deck. So you do not want to have these Mystical Shine Balls in your starting hand or in any of your hands from any point in the game, because you want the Agent of Creation to pull them from the deck. So what Switcheroo allows you to do is take these Mystical Shine Balls that you get in your hand and put them back in the deck. It also gives you a greater chance of drawing the Agent of Creation, which is what the deck is built around. So as I said before, there is a nerf coming to Duel Links, and that is going to affect the ability Switcheroo. What this will do is it means to activate the ability Switcheroo from now on, you'll have to lose 1000 life points before you can use it. So how badly that will impact this deck is kind of hard to say. It will be pretty bad, but I don't know it will kill the deck off completely, so when that nerf comes, this deck will get weakened a bit, but I still think you'll be able to be played and will be fairly strong. Plus, another bonus of this deck is it actually has a way of doing like self-harm. You can do the 1000 damage to your own life points without your opponent doing anything. So it is you are able to proc the Switcheroo yourself. So it will affect the deck pretty badly, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, so now I'll go through the deck list. This deck runs 2 Sphere Kuribohs, 3 the Agent of Creation Venus, 3 Dunames Dark Witch, 3 Mystical Shine Balls, 3 Order to Charge, 2 Enemy Controller, 2 White Elephant's Gift, 1 Order to Smash, and 1 Windstorm of Etaqua. So the first thing I'm going to talk about with the deck list is the Dunames Dark Witch. This card is simply the highest statted normal monster available, so the 1800 attack level 4 monster. So this just makes it the ideal card. You can replace it with any normal monster you like in the game if you don't have any. It's not that bad of a loss. And the deck will still be strong and run very well without it. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the Sphere Kuribohs, the enemy controllers, and the Windstorm of Etaqua. These all perform the same kind of role. The enemy controllers are probably the more important one because they can have kind of a little bit of a added bonus with Mystical Shine Balls, but you can just interchange these. So if you happen to have 3 Sphere Kuribohs and only 1 enemy controller, you can do that. If you have 3 enemy controllers and only 1 Kuriboh, feel free to do that. If you don't have any Windstorm of Etaquas, you can put in an extra enemy controller or an extra Sphere Kuriboh. They all run the same kind of job. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is the Order to Smash. This is kind of the ideal spell destruction for this deck, but if you have any other kind of spell destruction and you don't own this card, feel free to swap them over, because that will work just as well. It's just this one is ideal for how this deck works. Alright, now I'll talk about the strategy behind the deck. So the strategy behind this deck is pretty simple. You play the Agent of Creation Venus, then you use its ability which allows you to pay 500 life points and pull Mystical Shine Balls from the deck. Keep in mind you can use this ability as many times as you like, so you can use it to pull all 3 Mystical Shine Balls from your deck. So the most important thing you'll notice about these mystical shine balls is that they are normal monsters. So this allows you to use them kind of like ammunition. So once you've got your mystical shine balls on the board, you can then use your White Elephant's Gift to draw 2 cards by destroying one, and your Order to Charge to destroy one and destroy one of your opponent's monsters. So that's pretty much how the deck will go. You'll then just use the Agent of Creation, keep spawning these shine balls, so keep destroying your opponent's monsters and keep drawing cards. And then once your opponent's board is destroyed by the Order to Charges, you can then play any of your highly statted normal monsters that you like to finish off the game. The main weakness to this deck is how lowly statted the Agent of Creation is and the mystical shine balls. So if it comes down to it, you can then use your enemy controllers, your sphere kuribohs, your Windstorm of Etaqua to protect them and keep them alive. This may also go for your normal monsters as well if you want to keep them alive. Alright, so that's basically it for the strategy. Now I'll go through each of the cards individually and talk a bit more about them. Alright, I'll start with the monster cards. The monster cards in the deck are the Agent of Creation Venus, Dunames Dark, Mystical Shine Ball, and Sphere Kuriboh. So the Agent of Creation Venus is what this deck is built around. I've already spoken about what it does. I'll just kind of remind you, you pay 500 life points, special summon 1 Mystical Shine Ball from your hand or your deck. So the things to keep in mind are, this thing is 0 defense, so that may be an issue if you want to try and use something severe like a mirror wall in the deck, which is why there's no mirror walls in this deck as your defense. The best thing about this card is the fact that you can use its ability over and over and over, so you don't really need to keep it alive once you've used its combo. So pretty much after you've used its ability and gained complete board control and drawn a bunch of cards, you've probably won the game anyway, so you don't really need to keep it alive that much. It may be more value to keep your Dunames Dark Witches alive, for example, because the 1600 attack isn't really that valuable. Also, watch out for the 500 life points damage that it does to you. If it is very late in the game, you may not want to do that, as it might kill you, obviously. The next card I'm going to talk about is the Dunames Dark Witch. I spoke a bit about this at the start. This card is not really needed in the deck, it's just the best card possible for the deck. You can have any normal monster in its place and the deck will still function at a high standard. Mystical Shine Balls only come with one problem, which is the only thing I'm going to focus on, and that's obviously their stat line, the 500 attack, 500 defense. So you can summon them as shields, put them in defense, never really summon them in attack. If you summon them in attack position, only when you're trying to finish the game. Otherwise, always keep them in defense, because otherwise you're going to have to be using your Sphere Kuribohs or whatever to try and stop you taking a bunch of life points damage from battle damage. Sphere Kuriboh is in this deck for 2 reasons. One, it protects your monsters and keeps them all alive, and protects your life points. And the second reason is because it can help you delay out the game until you draw the Agent of Creation Venus. Because until you draw the Agent of Creation, it can be kind of a struggle to try and win the game. So Sphere Kuriboh kind of helps you stall out the game longer. Alright, so now I'll go through the spell cards and trap cards in this deck. The spells and traps in this deck are White Elephant's Gift, Order to Charge, Enemy Controller, Windstorm of Etaqua, and Order to Smash. So I've spoken about this before. The first 2 cards, White Elephant's Gift and Order to Charge, are your snowball cards. The primary target you use them with is your shine balls, but you can use them with any of your normal monsters as well. Keep in mind that both of these cards will destroy the minion you use their effect on, which is why you try to use it on the shine balls, because they're just there as ammo, they're just waste of cards. 500 attack, 500 defense, it's a useless card. But when combined with these 2 cards, it becomes a really strong combo. There's not really much else to say about these 2 cards. They both allow you to just destroy your shine balls, to either draw cards or destroy minions. Fairly self-explanatory. Both Enemy Controller and Windstorm of Etaqua provide the same 2 roles that Sphere Kuriboh does. They both allow you to defend your monsters and stall out the game until you get your Agent of Creations, which is what their primary uses are. The added bonus though with enemy controller is it allows you to once again destroy one of your monsters to take control of one of your opponents. So this can be used on your Shine Balls to take control of something that's a lot stronger than a Shine Ball to help finish off your opponent or take control of Relinquish to stop them taking control of your minions. So because enemy controller has this kind of added bonus, it's the one you want to try and save till last. So if you have an enemy controller on the board and a Sphere Kuriboh on hand, use the Sphere Kuriboh first. Order to Smash allows you to select one level 2 or lower normal monster, tribute it, and then destroy 1 or 2 SpellsTraps cards on your opponent's side of the field. So obviously, just like any of the other spells in this deck, you target your Shine Ball, destroy it, destroy your opponent's spells. As I said at the start, you don't need Order to Smash in the deck. I just find it the ideal kind of spell destruction available to you, but you can use any other like dispels or negates to destroy your opponent's spells and traps. You don't need this card in particular. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, just put them down below. If you want to stick around, I'll have gameplay of this deck in action. If you didn't understand quite how it works, that will pretty much show you how the deck works and how it plays. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is my key to victory!
Step right up to get smacked down!
If you are a true duelist, I expect nothing less than your best strategies.
Duel! It's my turn! This is it! I summon a monster in attack position! My monster's effect activates! This is it! I special summon a monster! My monster's effect activates! No retreat! I special summon a monster! From my hand, I activate a spell! Check this out! My monster's effect activates! This is it! I special summon a monster! I set a card face down. I end my turn.
My turn. I draw a card. I set a monster. My turn is done.
It's my turn. I draw, punk. I set a card. Check out my face down card. I activate a quick play spell. This is it. I summon a monster in attack position. Back. I've got this in the bag. My monster attacks you directly.
It's not over yet.
My monster attacks you directly.
My cards will not fail me.
I attack your life points directly.
I can still turn this duel around.
I end my turn.
I will not lose. My turn. I still believe in my cards. I draw. Now is the time. I summon a monster in attack position. Let's battle. Playtime is over. I attack with a monster.
I gotcha. Check out my face down card. My trap activates.
That's the end of my turn.
It's my turn. I draw, punk. Battle time. I've got this in the bag. I attack you with a monster.